Hello, welcome back. Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. Date is December 3rd, 2024. Today we're going to step back and look at a simple, not even a technique, but a principle in Krav Maga. And I call this your second skeleton key in Krav Maga and self-defense in general. Most people already know this. In Krav Maga, and a lot of people joke about this. And our first skeleton key, our solution to everything, is this: kick to the groin, knee to the groin, hit to the groin. Right? No groin, no Krav Maga. This is one reason why, in so many sparring matches set up for MMA or kickboxing, Krav Maga gets really trounced by other martial art in those matches because you're wearing growing cup. Okay, you got growing cup on, which already nullify like 50% of what make Krav Maga effective. And on top of that, most Krav Maga practitioners are not very versed in other martial art, which is a big chink in the armor. We already talked about that before, so we won't linger on that too much. It is good to train in Krav Maga, but it's also vitally important to cross-train so you have another martial art as your foundation. May it be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, may it be MMA or kickboxing or Taekwondo or karate, anything is better than nothing, okay? If Krav Maga is the only thing you know, then do not go spar with people. Because when you step into that ring, when you step onto the mat, try to use your Krav Maga against someone who do other stuff, you are going to get owned like royally unless you know how to set up your sparring condition. So, the first skeleton key of Krav Maga is that groin. Okay, anytime we can, we go for the groin because it solves so much problem. But it doesn't always work. Like in this case, people got groin cup on, or in other situations where the person is wise to your Krav Maga trick. So, the holding the knife to your throat, but they got their leg crossed. So in this case, you're going for the groin, and the groin is nowhere in reach. Right? What are you going to do? Well, this is when we default to our second skeleton key. And this one, I'm going to start you off with a funny story that just happened in our training a couple of weeks ago. We had a student, I'm not going to give his name, we'll just call him George. George is pretty big. I imagine he's probably 6'4", 6'5". I don't think he's 6'5". I think he's 6'3" or 6'4". A good 275 pounds. Big solid boy. And he does a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and other stuff. In addition to Krav Maga. So George was paired up with another student who's a lot smaller, only about 180 pounds. So the technique we were working on, let me grab Bruce's hand here. Bruce's arm is all messed up. I need to reattach everything when I have time. Anyway, so the technique we were working on is the tricep slicer defense. I showed you guys in one of the past videos where someone throw a punch or someone grab you and you're able to deflect that, and you go in there and roll your forearm up under their tricep to make them bend forward. Okay, use that pain compliance. Now, this works a lot of the time, but against someone who got a tree trunk arm like George, it can be iffy, okay, especially in a training environment when George already know this is coming. So what people tend to do is when they throw that punch, they pull the punch a little bit, so the moment you block and you go in for that arm grab, what they do is they tighten up the whole arm. Okay, and when it's someone really big like that and strong, then when they tighten up, a smaller person can't move them. Okay? You can't roll their arms like a solid bar. And in this case, a lot of time, people get stuck. So that was the case in this one. George's partner got really frustrated, and he called over to the head coach, my boss, and he said, "Hey, what do I do with someone like this? I'm cranking as hard as I can, and the guy's not even moving." So the my boss came over, and he said, "Okay, George, do exactly what you did to him, to me. Okay, throw that punch. Okay, good. Now I go in, grab your arm. Okay, tighten up. Don't let me move you." And this is when myself and a lot of the senior guys started snickering because we knew what was going to happen, but George didn't. So George, very obediently, tightened up his arm, flexing his mighty muscles, and yeah, like he's like 5 inches, 6 inches taller than my boss, and probably 75 pounds heavier. And my boss went in there, and he didn't even try to crank the arm. He's like, "Oh, okay, it's not moving." Pump! And just like that, that little backhand to the face, all you heard was George went, "Ow!" And the whole arm just went limp. And immediately got put into that tricep arm slicer lock. And next thing you know, down on the ground. Okay? That little pop to the face is the secondary Krav Maga skeleton key. Right? This is so important, and work like a charm in a lot of self-defense scenario, that I want to really, really get you guys to remember this. Whenever, and again, in live fire drills, you see this all the time. Someone come at you with a knife, and you do your beautiful Krav Maga technique. You deflect, and then you grab the wrist, and you move in to try to bring the knife in down. The person tightens up, and depending on how big the person is, you can't move their damn arm. And now you're in this really awkward situation. You are holding onto the arm. You don't dare to let go because they're going to stab you in the face. And they are not, they can't free their own arm either, but you can't do anything with it. And then their other hand is getting ready to punch you in the face. Okay, very awkward situation to be in. Or it can be someone holding a knife to your throat, and you do your cool Krav Maga thing. You hit the wrist, but the person has such mighty arms, and the arm is not moving. You can't pull it to the side. Okay, what do? Okay, that skeleton key every single time. I don't care if it's gun or knife or fist or arm. Hold on to it with one hand. Yeah, don't let go of it. Make sure you have good control, nice and tight. You just need to have really tight control for a split second where your free hand goes pop to the face. Okay, backhand to the face, finger to the eyes, or palm to the face. Whatever you do, okay? You don't even need to do this hard because you're in training. You don't need to break each other's nose or anything like that, pop each other's eardrum, but hard enough that it's going to have the result you need. Okay, but remember, don't just pop and then don't complete your movement. Okay, the knife is in my throat. I go grab this, and the arm is very stiff. I can't move it. Pop. Okay, see how quick that goes? I pop them in the face, immediately move into my knife movement, and drive the knife back into themselves. Okay, because that moment of shock when you pop them in the face is what you're looking for. Okay, if you hesitate, then you're going to miss that opportunity, and they're going to get pissed off, and they're going to hit you back. Okay, especially in real life. Okay, so in real life, in self-defense, in sparring, whatever situation, whenever your partner is big and strong and stiffen up and you can't move them, don't obsess and waste energy trying to move the mountain. Okay? Remember, your first skeleton key to the groin. If that's not an option, talk to the face and then do your thing. Thank you for checking out today's episode. I'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday.